Lisa here, and I am here with Belen Puga, owner of CrossFit Wichita. And Belen is an amazing human. He is, do you mind if I say your age?
Yes.
63 years old, if you can believe that. Extremely fit and just working hard to live his best life. So this is the second round of coaching that Belen and I have done. We're wrapping up a 12-week program. We started working together July 11th, and it's now October 5th of 2018. And I wanted to talk a little bit for the benefit of you folks watching of how different your approach and your mindset was this time. You did great the last time we worked together in 2015. You lost a lot of weight, but what did you tell me kind of shifted after that time that we worked together? How did that kind of...
Well, I got real busy. I thought it was a lot easier at lunchtime to swing by. I got a Spangles and a Wendy's and a Subway right there just a block away from the facility. So it was easier for me just to swing by there real quick. And it really started off with the pita, turkey pita, and no mayonnaise. And then pretty soon
That was a gateway drug.
Right. And then pretty soon I added the mayonnaise. And then pretty soon it was like a small fry. You know, then with iced tea. Then it turned in from a medium-sized fry to a chocolate shake with a pita. Then I switched over to the sourdough bacon. And I mean, it's kind of repeatedly what I was doing. Same with Wendy's, going to get that, that triple hamburger. Because I'm in a rush to get from one place to another. And I just completely just threw my even conscience about what I'm actually eating. So
that it's just the little decisions, and I think that is so helpful for people to understand that it wasn't like you stopped coaching and you just said, "Oh, forget it. I don't even care. I'm just going to go eat junk." It was that slow.
It was a slow process, yeah.
Right.
And
so that was in 2015. Tell me what shifted and why you reached out to me again in July.
Well, unfortunately, it took losing a couple of friends. Another friend had a stroke, and we're all the same age, and that was a wake-up call for me. And that's what scared me, that am I the next person? And then when I stepped on the scales at almost 250 pounds, from going from 220 to 250, it was a shock, and I had to do something. I wasn't feeling good about myself. I became very lethargic and I just stopped caring about myself. I just figured, well, this is the way my life is. In my side of the family, there's a lot of the Puga men, they're heavy. So I just figured, well, I might as well just accept it and just go from there. But like I said, the wake-up call was losing a couple of friends that they're so young, and 63.
Yeah, that's young.
They call it the new 40s. That was the wake-up call, and this is why I contacted Lisa. I got to do something. Number two, I didn't want my kids to worry about me if I got sick. There's a lot of cancer in my family. There's a lot of diabetes in my family. I didn't want my kids to worry about me if my dad's taking his medication, how long he's going to live, if something happens to me, they're going to be taking care of me. I didn't want that. I didn't want my kids to have that burden, because my parents, I kind of went through that watching my parents slowly disintegrate. I guess is the word you want. So I didn't want to put my kids through that.
Yeah. So I noticed when Belen came in this time, I noticed such a shift in you, that you decided that this time this is going to stick. Not only do I want to get temporary results for sure, and I'm going to dive in and do that work, but I'm going to figure out how to make this sustainable. And your level of determination and grit this time, it was a whole new level. And I've seen that, we track food. We have a private Facebook group that we communicate with, and I have seen with your food tracking, there have been very few times that your attention has drifted from this. And so I'm curious what you would say in terms of, okay, how do you think this is going to stick and become your new normal moving forward?
It was a practice mindset.
Okay.
Every time I woke up, every time I thought about getting something to eat, I had to practice. What are my goals? Where am I going to be in the next 2 or 3 years? And how healthy am I going to be there? So that's what my choices were when I think about lunch. I'm going to go over to Dylan's. You call it a colorful salad. Make a big one.
Yeah.
Ate my fatty fats in the mornings or at noontime,
Sure.
and then my lean meats at.
Okay.
And I think that's what kind of balanced it.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm a big. I love going to Chipotle, so I could support that place.
Yeah.
But I'm even cutting back on that. So.
But I do think that it's worth mentioning, again, for other people to understand that it is possible, even if you don't want to cook all of your food at home, it is possible to meet your health and body composition goals with, doing Dylan salad bars, going to Chipotle, even going to Mexican restaurants and getting fajitas and skipping the rice and tortillas. And
You could, and it's and the waiters you usually they'll work with you. Even
You've mentioned
the restaurant,
that. Yes.
I was surprised. I thought they were going to give me the look that deer in the headlight look. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
But no, yes,
Yeah.
good idea. Going to the what is it? The little farmers markets on Saturdays and picking up my grass-fed beef and just making different choices.
Yeah.
I know one for me, I'm a big bread lover, so I started eating sourdough bread. That doesn't puff you up like regular wheat bread. So,
But you're still not eating very much of
No.
that. I think it's important to say that that's
Yeah.
kind of a treat here and there,
Right.
right? That's not like all
no,
the
it's something
time.
that I don't eat all the time. It's
Sure. But yeah, it doesn't have to be this perfect thing. Belen, in 12 weeks, you're down 17 pounds, a lot of inches overall. And, one of the things we were talking about before we started recording was, when you first came in, you were lethargic. Your mojo was down and you just seemed a little bit tired. And over this time, holy smokes, like you come in here bouncing and telling me about these crazy workouts you're doing. Your chest is up, your biceps are up. Not in measurements, but it's obvious that, in terms of your physique, that you have built a lot of muscle in this process. So what that's telling us is there is so much healing going on under the hood in terms of your mitochondria.
Yeah.
We've also, this is a big one to focus on, is that you have really reprioritized sleep.
Oh yeah.
You told me you were averaging about 5 hours
I'm
in the
getting about
beginning.
7.5 hours of sleep, and I'm waking up feeling better.
Yeah.
So I think that was one of the things, is this sleep depriving that I had. But what a big difference it's made.
Yeah, it's huge. And, again, this is something that we're two professionals. You have, a whole lot of clients, a whole lot more than I do. And it's important for us to model that this can work in the context of a busy life. Your life is busy.
Yeah.
You have a lot going on, and you can absolutely make the food piece and the sleep piece work. It's all about priorities, right?
Yeah. Well, being a gym owner, I'm representing my gym, my coaches, my box. And I was starting to feel guilty or started feeling like a liar. I'm 250 pounds, and I'm telling these people they need to change their eating habits. Well, as soon as I'm done talking with this person, what am I doing? I'm stopping off at Spangles, to get something to eat. So.
Yeah.
But I had to make a change because this is who I represent, is my gym, CrossFit Wichita. I need to look like a gym owner. I don't want people to look at me like, oh yeah, you need to push yourself away from the table and do a little more working out.
Yeah.
So, which basically is what I done.
And people have noticed a shift in you, right?
Yeah,
You've heard.
Yeah, I've had several of my members and coaches and that noticed it. So it makes me feel good because I know it's working.
Well, it's, we did our kind of finishing pictures today, and I can tell you they are different.
Something else, another mindset that a lot of people do,
Yeah.
and I had to stop doing. But we look ourselves in the mirror, and I used to stand in front of a mirror, stick my gut out, look at, tell Deb, look, I look 9 months pregnant, I'm fat, ha ha ha. I'm putting myself down, and that's just self-esteem. I had to cut that out. I had to stop telling myself that. That's not who I am. Okay, so I think that's what a lot of people run into those type of issues. That you always put yourself down, so you live in this little cocoon. You know, everybody says, "Hey, you look great," but inside you're feeling fat. I think if I continue thinking like that, because here for a little while I've been right at 227, 228 for about 2 weeks. Most people give up. I know my body's going through a change, so I have to be patient with it, because I know it's going to change. I'm at a certain level where my body's saying, okay, it's time to start burning more fuel.
Right.
So that's the part I'm waiting on. Again, it's learning to be patient with myself.
It really is.
Not to want everything. If that happens, you fail. And when you fail, you just say, what the heck? I know we talked about this before, because a lot of people do this.
Yeah.
I'll just go over it and eat the comfort food.
Yeah.
And
like nothing works anyway, so forget it.
And I can't set myself back. I made it this far. I've got this journey. I got to take it to the end.
Yeah. And I see that in you this time. I see that commitment from you. And, you know, one of the things that we've talked about together, and I talk with my clients about often, is pulling back and being more curious about what's possible and this process versus putting all this emotional weight on the number on the scale. No, let's focus on the process, what we know is going to make us healthier. You know, and that doesn't mean over restriction. We have to make sure our food tastes good and is satisfying. And you've been figuring out what that looks like for you, because we're not going to stick to it if it feels like drudgery and deprivation and just being sad. You know, we're not going to stick to it. That leads to avoiding that on the wagon, off the wagon approach, which I think we've all been prone to.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of what happened last time. It's like, I'm totally on the wagon, and it wasn't a quick off the wagon, but it was a slow slide off the wagon.
Yeah.
And this time, I just don't have any doubt that this is going to stick for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then another thing, I know for a lot younger men or people in their 30s, 40s, you think because you're at that youthful age, I could gain weight and I could take it off just as fast as I gained it. It's not true. Things really slow down. Metabolism really slows down. My heart goes out to those overweight people that are trying, but they give up. I just had a guy just signed up who weighs 300 pounds who had a heart attack. Only 54 years old. To me, he's a kid. That young to have a heart attack, and he weighs 300 pounds. And I'm glad he's at our gym now. He's with one of my coaches, and this is what I think it was his third visit. So I know he's going to stick it out. Of course, he's being encouraged, but
and that support is so key.
Yeah.
I don't have any doubt he's going to find a supportive environment with you. But again, helping him and all of us lean in to say, I'm not going to give up on myself. This is worth figuring out how to eat in a way that nourishes me, helps if we have excess weight, helps it come off, but it's in a way that I can see myself eating this way a year from now, 5 years from now. Because if it's not, you're going to get short-term results. And I'm done working hard for temporary results.
Yeah. With
myself and with anybody that I work with. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit slower, because that means nobody can tell you exactly what to eat. We have to be our own scientist.
Right.
Become the expert on ourselves, and we're all different. You know, our preferences, our lifestyle, our physiology, we're all unique, and we have to be willing to dig in and say, well, this is helping, this is making me feel better, this is helping, kind of the extra weight come off, and I can stick to it.
Also, what's going to really help out, and this is kind of pertaining to the brand, I call them brand X supplements that are out there that people are selling that guarantee you, if you take this supplement, I was one of those guys that sold brand X. it's just a temporary Band-Aid.
Mm-hmm.
I have found that I lost weight quicker just eating cleaner and working out and drinking lots of water. But and that's part of the mindset you got to have, because brand X is not going to be there in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And so many people depend on this, and they live and like it's this the fountain of youth.
Yeah.
But they don't understand these chemicals that you're putting in your body. And a lot of even the people that sells the brand X
Yeah.
products don't
Yeah.
even know what these
Right.
chemicals are. So
Yeah, and it feeds into that
Clean,
quick fix
healthy.
gimmick.
Yes.
We want an instant result, right? And we
Yeah.
don't trust ourselves to lean in and figure it out. It's worth taking the time to dig in and figure it out. But again, you're going to start feeling better. Like, feeling better is like hours away. It's not weeks away. And I
Yeah.
think that's where people, are like, oh, I don't want to start into that because I'm probably not going to see any benefit for so long. No, literally within a day, you start to feel better when you're nourishing yourself, like you
Yeah.
said, with real food.
Yeah.
And drinking plenty of water, getting more sleep, moving in a sane way. Like, you don't go straight from no exercise to a, 1 hour WOD or boot camp or something like that. Like, we just have to be patient, but I'll tell you, this is how you get results you get to keep, and that's the benefit. So thank you so much, Belen. I really appreciate you sharing
Right.
your wisdom with
I'm
folks.
glad you're helping me out.
So,
Appreciate it.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Appreciate it.